What's good, everybody? This is your boy, Richboywayne, aka the Specialist of Opportunity. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another reaction. Because we know how much you guys love my reactions. And in this video, we're going to be reacting to the Millionaires versus Minimum Wage. And this video originally came across my feed because Graham Stephan was in the video. And I know that anything that he's in is going to be good. So I have to go ahead and see what they're talking about. So let's dive into this and see what they're really talking about here.
We actually recorded a pre-roll that went wrong, so we're re-recording it here right now. We did a past version of this episode about a year ago. Go check out that episode. And Mel, you got something to say to our audience?
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of questions asking, how can we bring Middle Ground to our college campus? Well, fill out the link in the description box below.
Description box.
I went and bought boobs. Like, that's what I wanted. You're gonna die from your implants. Like, I'll die a D cup.
Okay. Well, my phone is blowing up here. Okay. I had some technical difficulties here. So, okay, here we go. Let's do this again. I love the music, by the way.
Hi, my name is Tim.
Oh, by the way, how do you guys like my setup here? I got the, the Great Gatsby look going on in my recording software. That's kind of the thing I was going for. So, all right, let's get back into the video.
Tim, I'm a community organizer here in LA. I work on environmental justice, social justice, housing justice, and incarceral state issues.
My name is Christiana Hurt. I'm the owner of the seven-figure brand Wealthy College Kid, and I'm 24 years old.
My name is Graham. I'm a real estate agent,
It's
real
Graham.
estate investor.
Graham, there he is. Oh my goodness. Ah! Okay. Sorry about that.
And YouTuber.
My name is Beatrice. I am 21 and I am a Target worker.
My name is Brett Knutson. I am an entrepreneur and an investor.
My name is Tiara Lucky and I am a minimum wage worker. I just hustle, do Instacart, and I'm also an actress.
The first prompt is, I worked for everything I earned.
Ooh. Let's see what they say. Uh-oh.
So I grew up with two parents that were basically paycheck to paycheck, and none of them had any extra money. It was by seeing my parents struggle like that that I really realized the value of money. So I basically poured everything I had into my work. There were years, I would say 4 years, that I didn't have any friends. From 18 to 22, it was just me. And I was working from probably 8 a.m. until midnight, working as a real estate agent.
I completely agree. I think that what a lot of people discount is all the sacrifices that are made. I didn't go to parties. I don't really honestly have like a ton of friends. And it's not like a sacrifice where I was like, I'm gonna have.
And that's one of the things I really want to touch on too, is that people think that, oh, well, these people were just well off. And in my experience, the majority of the people that I know personally that are millionaires or on their way to becoming millionaires, they've worked for it hard and they sacrificed a lot. And you'll kind of see that as a common theme with a lot of people who are successful, is that they just push, and push and push and push until they reach their goals. I'm sorry, I had to interject on that. Let me get back into the video.
Have no friends, but you can only balance so many plates or you drop everything. And the plate that I chose to give up was a social life.
There's a lot of labor and communal effort that goes into getting all of us here that we don't get paid for, that other people don't get paid for.
Okay, here we go with the, I guess he's supposed to be the communist socialist guy. Communal labor, really? I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm not even going to comment on that.
Paid for. The examples that you two gave are perfect, actually. You both earn your money by extracting value from capital transactions. You are not building the house you're selling. You're not out there working like in a slave mine, pulling selenium out of.
Yeah, but when he first started, he had to do that. When they first started their businesses, they had to work like that. They probably couldn't afford employees. They're not really on the ground, working. Well, they don't have to be because they've done that. And now they're at a position where they can hire people to do things for them. But in the very beginning, they probably didn't have that. Okay, I'm sorry, let me dive back into the video.
Of the earth like some people on this planet are, and we have to re-understand what it means to earn money and how we all interact to do that.
How would you address based off extracting value if you start a company from the ground and then you build it into a multi-million-dollar company?
Ooh, get him. Let's see what he says after that.
But no one does that because there's investors and stuff that come in too.
Yeah, later on, you can't get investors when you first start a company. They're not going to invest in something that's unknown, unproven.
Not always.
Most of the time. I mean, you have to get capital from somewhere.
I have raised money before.
Yeah.
But I've also started companies that I didn't raise money for.
How would you finance them?
By working a part-time retail job for minimum wage and then saving up and then...
But see, everybody can't do that because, reasons and it's just hard to save when you're living paycheck to paycheck. Don't live paycheck to paycheck. That's your problem right there. That's your problem. You're living paycheck to paycheck when you shouldn't be. I'm going to go ahead and try not to interject too much. Okay, I'm going to try to not interject too much. But we'll see. I can't promise nothing, though.
I have felt judged for my income level.
Uh-oh.
I think it's part of general society. We are always judging each other. Having used Snap points before, like standing in a grocery store using the card.
Asked you to use your Snap on them.
I mean, I have. There's not that much to go.
Oh, Mom, that's illegal. You can't do that. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, I'm from the hood, okay? I know people who sell food stamps. It's nothing new. People do it. And it's just one of those things, He said there's not enough to go around, though. I mean, he may be right about that, because as a guy, they don't really give you a lot. I remember back when I got food stamps, I didn't get a lot. It's like $150 a month or something like that. But I was in college at the time, and I didn't have a full-time job because I was going to school full-time. I mean, $150 is not a lot for one person, but it was better than eating ramen noodles, which I got tired of doing that. So, but he may be right on that, and that's why I stopped the video, because a lot of times it's not enough to go around as a single guy. Now, when you have children, then they obviously give you more. But as a single guy, they don't give you a lot. And some states don't even give you anything.
It's the same mentality when it's $1 versus Snap. Somebody could still ask me to share. Well, you get it. Why can't you help me out?
I didn't step forward because me personally, I surround myself with people that just what's in my bank account just doesn't matter to the people that are around me. I do think a lot of judgment towards how much you make reflects on your dating experience. That I do feel.
See, I've never had that because I'm so frugal. If there are girls that are out there who want me for my money, they should know I'm probably the cheapest person.
Yeah, that is true. He's kind of like me though. I'm very cheap, very frugal. As you can tell by the ghetto setup in my office here. I'm very frugal. I don't really like to spend a lot if I don't have to. Sorry, I was hearing some kind of noise in the background. I think it's just the air conditioner running. So, yeah, let me dive back into this.
I literally will wait 9 p.m. for happy hour to start just so I get the happy hour menu. And so I would be the last person any sort of gold digger would want.
Yeah. I find myself in situations with these boys that have no job, no nothing, and I end up taking on these charity cases.
See, she's the type that likes to do all those the charity cases. She's the type of woman that will date somebody who doesn't have a job, who's a bum, who doesn't really have any direction in their lives. Now, a lot of women do this, and I think part of it is because of the female nature. It's part of the nurturing side of women. So maybe they see that as, oh, here's this guy who's down on his luck, and he just needs a pickup. He just needs somebody to come along and help him get back on his feet. But of course, there's always issues with that we're not going to get into here. But that's not a good thing to do.
Cases of relationships. Oh, why don't you put him on or build him up? And it's you can't build.
Yeah, it's not Build-A-Bear.
I mean, you can. I mean, I've met guys I've dated that, go on to have successful business.
Yeah, but I feel like when you date somebody, they should already be on the path to success or be successful. It shouldn't be this, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They should already be doing those things. I don't know. I'm just speaking, from my perspective, I guess so.
Businesses from my input. You want to date somebody equal or greater, but then you don't want to be materialistic about like, well, I only date people with money because I make money.
Anyone can become rich if you work hard enough.
So I just think that anyone could become rich if they actually believed in themselves and took the risk to actually believe in themselves, that there is some success at the end of the line of that.
I feel like a lot of it comes down to mindset first and really having the belief that you can do that. I know for me, one of my biggest concerns was I didn't have any skills whatsoever and I didn't get into college. I have a 2.0 GPA in high school. It was terrible. I had such bad grades. But
mine was lower than that. Mine was lower than that. But yeah, what he's saying is true. You just have to, it's all about mindset. People don't really understand, I think, about how big a role mindset plays in building success and being successful, But it has a lot to do with it, a lot. Trust me when I say that. Like I said, I've met successful people, met millionaires, and a lot of them, just the way they act and talk about certain things, you kind of pick up on it. And it's kind of the same thing here, It's about mindset, and it's about your belief system.
I really turned that into a positive, and I really believe this actually happened for a reason, because now I could pursue something else, which was real estate, because that didn't require a college degree. And looking back now, that was the best thing that had ever happened.
That's a really sticky situation with anyone can become rich, and because I don't think that's completely true.
Uh-oh. You knew it was going to happen. You knew there was going to be that one person who's going to say that. Let's go ahead and hear what she has to say. Let me continue with the video.
A lot of people can if they have connections and stuff, But I feel like sometimes people they work 2 jobs or.
That's not really true though, because in the very beginning, you're not going to have those connections. You got to build those connections a lot of times.
Sometimes they have other things going on. They have to pay their needs first. They don't always have money for that, Because my dad, he's a landscape worker.
Yeah, but they should have a little bit extra, in their paycheck. If you don't have that, you're setting yourself up for failure, first of all. Well, really, yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you don't have extra money in your paycheck every single week, disposable income, then it's only a matter of time before something happens that would just wipe out your income, and then you're gonna be messed up. Like a major illness, or something like your car going bad, or maybe I don't know. But living paycheck to paycheck is not a wise thing to do, and I think that as Americans, or at least maybe I'm speaking from my own perspective, on this subject, we need to get away from that. I see so many people doing that. I was like that at one time, where I just live from paycheck to paycheck. Hey, I'm going to get another paycheck this week. It's no big deal. But that's not a good way to be. Because like I said, if something major happens, dude, you are screwed.
He has tried making his own company, and it doesn't always work out.
It doesn't always work out, but you got to keep trying though. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. And I think it's in somewhere in the first 5 years. I'll have to check and see, but 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So why not start 10 businesses? Why not start 11? All you need is one business to be successful, and it can change your life. It can change the lives of yours and your family's life. But you just got to keep pushing. You see, the thing is, I was this girl. This is me 5 years ago. I was just like this. I didn't believe anybody could be successful. Didn't believe that anybody could, ever rise up, because my belief system at that time was just so limited by the environment that I grew up in. I taught you guys that I didn't come from a silver spoon, I guess you could say. And a lot of times, man, we didn't have food. We didn't have water. We didn't have electricity. But I grew up with this mentality of this scarcity mentality, and I've had to learn to break that and realize that opportunities is out there for everybody, but you got to work for it. You got to push for it, and you have to, plan for failure and pray for success, and that's the key. And if your business doesn't do well, start another one. Quit it, start something else. And I just use the scientific method when I'm starting a business of, hey, let's try this, let's try that, let's try that, let's try that. And I guess it's just how you believe in yourself that really determines how successful you'll be. And also, getting a little bit of education. I'm starting to rant now. Let me get back into the video. What is that noise?
He has tried hard. It doesn't work. That's why I think it's like you have to.
It doesn't work. It does work, though. If it didn't work, nobody anywhere would be successful. You got to try different things and find what works. And I have an interesting theory about that too. I think it really plays a lot, or depends a lot, on the person's personality. And I think that has a lot to do with it. If you're kind of, the antisocial guy, it's going to be different for you versus somebody who's an extrovert. If you're a go-getter, it's going to be different than somebody who's more passive. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's different for everybody. So I don't think that it's right to say that. And I know in society we like to say, well, not everybody can be successful. I disagree, though. I think that everybody can be successful, but not everybody is willing to sacrifice enough to be successful. I think that's the key. Not everybody's willing to push forward, and not everybody has the mindset. Let me dive back into the video.
To have connects, that's why.
Do you mind if I interject?
Yeah.
In terms of building connections, I didn't have any connections either when it comes to working in real estate. And what I did to make the connections is I went to open houses every single Sunday for months. Yep. And I probably met at least 50 or 60 real estate agents.
You
and
push forward.
That I met one agent who was really gracious enough to say, if you want to come work underneath me, I'm happy to do that. And it was really that connection, which like you mentioned, connection, that I met that person.
Yeah, you got to work and build connections like that. It doesn't always just magically happen. But he put himself out there, though. That's the thing. He put himself out there to be successful. And sometimes that's what you have to do in order to obtain success. Especially us people who are not born successful. And we don't have the family name or the business connects that our fathers had or something like that. Yeah, sometimes you have to put yourself out there. And most people are not willing to do that. They're not willing to be uncomfortable. They want to be comfortable, and just have things go along with it. But you have to put yourself out there. He put himself out there going to those open houses. And that's why he was able to meet that person who was able to help his career.
And through just really kind of putting myself out there to meet people.
Yep.
There's a lot of institutional and systemic barriers that we aren't really
Here we go with
talking
this
about.
again.
If you walk into like a Beverly Hills $5 million house not speaking English, they're probably not going to give you the hookup. We don't tend to move within circles where those connections cross economic and socioeconomic lines. But even beyond that,
sometimes you got to put yourself out there, though, in those circles. I've had to do that. I'm from Tennessee. And I've had to put myself out there with old white dudes who probably don't have the same background that I have. But I put myself out there, and I was able to obtain success. And I'm starting to see that this video is really good, by the way. And there's a lot of undertone points that I think most people are going to miss. It's going to go over their head. But I'm learning a lot from this video, believe it or not. So let's continue.
I want to say, you took a big risk. And your risk paid off. But what if your risk hadn't paid off? And that's for a lot of people.
Then you try something else. That's what you do. If your risk doesn't pay off, you dust yourself off and you try again until it does pay off.
People who do try and start their own businesses, try and start their own YouTube channel, that risk doesn't pay off and there's no real safety net there. So we're not really getting an adequate...
There's no safety net in working either, because they can lay you off. In the end, what are you going to do then? Rely on Social Security that's not going to be there. You're going to rely on the government. I don't think you really want to do that. The government's not really, it's not really all that dependable. I'm just saying, I don't think this is a good strategy. Where you allow your unemployment insurance, that's going to run out eventually. So you say, the safety net's not there, but the safety net's never been there. There is no safety net, dude. The only safety net is the one that you create. See, he has an employee mindset, and you have to break free of that mindset because he has the illusion of safety. If you go and work for a large company, you have the illusion of safety. The problem is that it's an illusion. You're not safe. You're one paycheck away from being homeless. Whereas someone like Graham, on the other hand, has several assets, and he's built his business. He built his stability.
Side of people who have taken that entrepreneurial risk and not been able to take it again.
I'm almost worried it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, though. If you go in it fearing, what am I going to fail, and that becomes your main focus, I think more people are less likely to take risks actually needed to succeed because they're more focused on not failing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
you gotta take risks and be put yourself out there. Be willing to fail.
Beliefs create the level of action you take, and the level of action you take determines your results, and it is cyclical.
I am not obligated to give to the less fortunate.
So the reason I stood up on this one is one of the missions in my organizing is getting away from this kind of notion that we have that charity or philanthropy is the way in which we solve social problems. At the same time, I still give people money when I have extra change.
Agree with that. I've given people money and not.
I'm about to say that I'm not really for that, and it's not for the reason you probably think. I think that giving people money creates a dependability. And we shouldn't be doing that in society. We should be teaching people to be self-sufficient. Because the problem is that if I give someone $1 every day, there may come a day when I can't give them that $1. So what are they going to do then? They're relying on me, but I'm not always going to be there. So I think we need to teach people to be more self-sufficient. And I know that's hard to do. But I think that it's necessary in the long run.
I've gotten it back. I've given people money and they've wasted it on drugs. Why did I even give you the money to begin with if you weren't going to use it to better yourself? Is it my job to make sure that you're not going hungry? No, we have plenty of, organizations that will make sure that you're eating, make sure that you have a roof over your head. Yeah. It doesn't have to fall on my shoulders, per se.
I feel like when you say, are you obligated to give to the unfortunate, it's always the mindset of money. Well, guess what? I have no money currently to give. But I have my morality. I have my goodness about me. I'm just trying to build a community, especially when you have a group of people that is creative and supportive. You build faster than just by yourself.
I don't always donate with money. Sometimes I'll go and I'll fill bags of food for kids that are starving, you know what I mean? So it doesn't always have to be money. I don't think it's our responsibility to give money based off of what we think the person's going to do with it. That's on them if they choose to use it.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. It's on them. You should do what you can, but at the end of the day, it's on them.
Wrongly, it's our responsibility just to be generous.
I am not afraid to spoil myself.
I knew Graham wasn't going to go up there.
I personally do spoil myself. I work hard to be able to go into a store and get something for myself. I bought a $4,000 hairless cat that I had genetically made. And when I was in high school, when I started making money, I went and got that cat. When you're in middle school and everybody's hitting puberty and getting taller and boobs, and I didn't get any boobs. What did I do when I started making money? I went and bought boobs. That's what I wanted. And, there's the controversy of you're going to die from your implants. I'll die a D cup and have no problem with it.
So I rarely ever treat myself. I basically keep my spending at the same as when I was 19 or 21. No matter how much money I make, I spend the exact same amount. For instance, it sounds crazy, but when I was 17, I wanted a Lamborghini. And there was nothing I wanted more. I want to be that guy, 18 years old and pull up with a Lambo. That was my dream. But when I actually got the money to go and buy the car, all of a sudden I realized, wait a second, that's stupid. I'm not going to get the car. I'm going to invest it in real estate instead. But then I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to get the Lamborghini. And then you save up even more, and then you realize, wait, the Lambo is still stupid. Let me go and, invest it. And even now, like, the chase and ambition of getting something is way more fun and enjoyable than actually getting that thing.
I don't really spoil myself because I always buy my needs first. I usually wait till like my next check to see if I have extra money, and if I do, then I spoil myself. But if I don't, then I don't.
I think it's interesting also that almost all of us have associated spoiling ourselves with spending money, and at the same time said spending that money is very unfulfilling. It's weird because even myself, like, I really just like having an F-off day and I just hang out and don't do anything and have any responsibilities, but I don't think about it as spoiling myself, even though that's my favorite time to spend.
I wish I had more money.
All right. Well, dang, everybody went up there.
For me, I think it's always a comfort thing knowing that I have a little bit more saved up or invested. And I think it could just be a psychological thing that no matter how much money I have, it's always psychologically never going to be enough because that becomes your new normal. So I think you're always chasing that.
See, I want more money so that I can pay off like my debt and travel.
Yeah.
And, like, help.
You don't want to do that. That's you don't want to do that. Okay. Pay me off your debt, yes, definitely. Travel, no. Pay off your debt, one, build your assets, and pay down everything. You don't have to totally go Dave Ramsey, but, keep your expenses low as possible.
Help some family members, and that's it.
That's why I want money. I don't want to be like, oh, give me money, but like, I just want it for my needs, or just
Your
for like
needs.
a car because I need a car, or just stuff my family needs, stuff my friends need.
I think for me, if I'm honest with myself, it's getting further away from how broke I was because I'm scared of that ever happening again. There is no end because of that.
There's no end.
So, of course, everyone could always use more money. Like, I've met billionaires who could definitely say that they would want more money, but more, I want to see a society in which the money that we have doesn't determine all of our possibilities. Because it seems like when we talk about solving problems, it comes back to money. My utopian vision is like a society where money really doesn't matter, because we don't really need it to figure out value. But it makes a good translation for the time being.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, no, I'll tell you all about credit card churning.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of Middle Ground, guys.
He said, I'll tell you all about credit card churning. This is a good video. Nobody got offended. Nobody punched anybody. There was no yelling. There wasn't a lot of back and forth, but it was a conversation, and I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. So I rate this video a 10 out of 10. No, I'm just kidding. I rate it like a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. There we go. This is one of the better Jubilee videos that I've seen. Because there's some other ones out there that I've looked at that are not as good as this one. But we're not going to talk about those. Alright. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos by me, hit that subscribe button. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Maybe the next reaction. Who knows? But stay cool. Peace.